Hello, everyone. Welcome back. My name is Glenn. I'm an attorney with Woods and Bates in Lincoln, Illinois. And today I want to talk a little bit about intestate succession. So I get asked a lot, what happens if somebody dies without a will? So if somebody dies without a will, they're known as dying intestate. And there are state statutes that dictate what happens to their assets if they don't have a will that specifies where they're supposed to go. So the state of Illinois has decided that a fair distribution would be if somebody dies and they have a spouse and children, they say that half of the assets would go to the spouse and half of the assets would be divided among the children. Okay, if you die and you have a spouse but you have no children or you have no descendants, so there's no grandchildren, anything like that, everything that you own would go to your spouse. And this would all happen through the probate process. So we would administer the estate and all the assets would go to the spouse in that case. If you have living descendants but no spouse, the descendants would inherit the probate estate, and that would be for stirpes. So that's down the line. So if you had a child that was deceased, but that child had a child, your grandchild then would take that child's share. If there's no surviving spouse and no surviving descendants, then we look to other family members. So we would look to parents and siblings, which would share equally in the estate. If one parent is deceased, the surviving parent would take a double share under the statutes. And if there are no living parents, no living siblings, anything like that, we get into some extended family, and it gets really pretty complicated at that point. If we can't find anybody that's related to the deceased, estate would basically go back to the state of Illinois. They would hold it for a period of time, and then there's a word for that. It's called escheat. Escheat. We don't want that to happen. The process is more complicated when there's not a will. The ultimate result is probably not what someone wants when there's not a will. So we think that estate planning is important. If we can help with that, we would be happy to do so. If you do come across an estate that there is no will, we would be happy to guide you through that process also. Our telephone number is 217-735-1234. Thank you.